Yeah, hello everybody. This is just a bit of an update really to my two videos of South London War Games Group Open Day, which premiered yesterday at the new location of Lee Valley in Enfield or Edmonton, North London anyway, as opposed to South London at Crystal Palace. The new location, as you would have seen in the video, was a lot more open, light coming in, you know, lots of window space. It was actually a running sort of ground, sort of athletics stadium place, and that was all covered over. Quite a number of traders there, figure traders, people selling pieces of terrain. If you've watched the video, you will see I tried to cover as much of it as I could. Unfortunately, I think I had the camera held a bit low a lot of the time as I walked around, and seemed to get a lot of people's lower halves, shall we say. And anyway, there was much there. I mean, I struggled a bit to find something to buy, because the internet now, you know, I get everything I want. I mean, front rank figures, you know, bases. I got some of the actual MDF, I think it's called bases, wooden bases, for the little 20mm wooden bases that I put on the actual figures. Some of the bases, irregular shaped bases for mounting up to 4 or 5 or 6 or indeed 8 figures. I picked up a few of those. I'm 61 years of age. I've painted figures for probably the last 45 years. I've never wargamed, although I painted thousands of war games figures, and I collect war games books and rules. Absolutely never ever moved a figure in anger. Yesterday I met well, one of the chaps at the tables approached me, and I learned it was later it was the Eccentric Man, who you may follow. I'm a subscriber, certainly. I didn't know it was him until we chatted later. But Ken was doing a Operation Sea Lion type scenario with German paratroops landing in a small English village and attempting to overrun the defenders, who were part regular troops, part Royal Navy, and part essentially Dad's Army platoon and or section. And the idea was for the German paratroops to enter the church, overwhelm the defenders, enter the church with a view to blowing up the church bell, so that they couldn't warn in the customary fashion that there was an invasion taking place. And I had the assistance of Ken throughout. I went for a rather grandiose kind of pincer attack, and I wasn't doing too well at one point. I mean, I lost a number of men, and it's amazing. I know they're only metal figures, but when you're in the game, you actually do feel a little bit bad that you've actually lost some men. And anyway, I managed to at one point, after some disastrous dice throws, I just didn't seem to be able to get the dice to roll for me, and the left flank managed to get into the grounds of the church and overcome a force of regulars, British regulars, and get into the church, and that was a victory for me. And as I say, first ever war game. I mean, I pushed around a few Airfix figures in a very simple game based upon Terry Wise's introduction to battle gaming. That'll give some of you an idea of how far back I'm going and how simple was the game. But it was a marvellous feeling to win. It was a fun game, and Ken who was organising it, I know he told me he's got a War Games club up at Stevenage that meets on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. and I really might take a run up there. It's about 30 minutes or so from where I live, but a very, very nice chap. As I say, I didn't realise it was the eccentric man. I've looked over some of his videos now, and you know, he was very, very affable and very very kind in helping me to manage well, the part I was playing, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean I gave it a good go and it turned out all right, and I was quite pleased that I won, but you know, in no small part to his advice, and enjoyed it immensely. And you know, if I can get to grips with the rules, this was bolt action, I shall certainly have another game. But managed to pick up a book, oddly enough, on naval wargaming, to go to my collection of wargaming titles. Some bases, got some scenic flot which I was running out of, but I'm specifically at the moment painting figures for the Peasants' Rebellion of 1549. Not the Peasants' Rebellion, but another one of 1549, headed by Robert Kett out in Norfolk, to do with land enclosures, and that's caught my eye at the moment. So I've got some front rank figures which I'm, you know, they're a little out of period, maybe 40 years or so out, but I'm choosing carefully the ones that I buy from their War of the Roses range and 100 Years War range, and constructing a very small peasants army. I've still got my intention to do some early Jacobite battles again with front rank, and I should be showing some painted figures soon. I've followed Gavin's Gavin, who you see on here quite frequently, tried to adapt some of his ideas, and instead of usually getting like 20 or so figures, I've decided to do 4 at a time, which seems to give me a better chance of completing them. I used to, you know, struggle to get 20 plus figures finished. I find seeing the end result encourages you to then go on to the next set of 4 and so forth. So I'm doing those at the moment, and with a view to going on to the Jacobite battles. Got a couple of books that I'll do a review of, including one of the Battle of the Little Bighorn, which I think Ralph might be interested in, and then I've got a week in Scotland, so I'm going to try and do Killiecrankie Battlefield and do it properly this time. I managed to miss the main battlefield last time completely while concentrating on Soldier's Leap, which is as the name implies, was a route of retreat for the government forces. The battlefield's not particularly well signposted, but I've got some additional YouTube guides to get me there this time. I actually doing quite well now with the painting, getting back into the routine, and as I say, I'll have some stuff to show. But yeah, South East London War Games Group open day, very enjoyable. I'm thinking about Salute if I can manage to get down to the Excel Centre, but it was good to get back to normal, to see the guys again, and hope all is well with you, and I shall speak to you again. Thank you.